Hi, I'm Peter J. Ray. Welcome to Adventures in History. Today's topic is Dearest Mother, Love Ruthie. Ruth Smallshaw Ray's Letters to Her Mother. 1950, Part 58. 1560 Luxor Road, East Cleveland, Ohio. December 19th, 1950. Dearest Mother, Daddy, and Bud, we hope you all are getting in the holiday spirit and have a very nice Christmas. We've been just as busy as ever and only hope the parcel isn't too late. There was a mail embargo on for 2 days, but it wouldn't affect Canada. We spent 4 hours getting Christmas cards away. 50 Ruth and John and 50 Red and John at John's request. Thought you might like to see one. Such a busy time. Cards and parcels Saturday afternoon, laundry, groceries, washed my hair. 6 of us drove to Akron for a very nice evening with Wayne and Ann Duff. We forgot our keys, so spent the night in Lakewood with Joan and Lenny, and got back Sunday noon and then went to see Vera and Alex for dinner, then to the co-op open house and a movie. Tomorrow is the last day of school, Christmas party, and after, university classes are having Paul and Ada over at 10:30. Saturday we're going to Sandusky, and Christmas Eve going to Marion, Ohio. Back to Sandusky for Christmas Day. Lots of driving, lots to eat, and a good holiday we hope. Next Wednesday to Akron again. I have such a sweet husband. We've been rearranging furniture, trying to get used to the coffee table. I'm not too satisfied, but John says he's getting to like it. Optimist. Only 2 things I'd like to say to Bud about getting married. I think it's the most wonderful thing that ever happened to me, but I realize that John is an unusually thoughtful fellow, and if Bud tries, I'm sure he can make a good husband too. But it certainly takes more money than the average person realizes. I just got another $150 raise, so I'm making $3,225 a year, so we're making over $8,000, and money is still a big problem. That is, if you're trying to accomplish anything such as buying furniture and a house. However, if a full war comes out of this Korean War, we'd be glad if Bud had 3 kids and were exempt. Maybe it's best we can't foresee things. However, I'm sure of one thing, and that is Bud would get a rude awakening trying to finance an apartment and feed himself. Anyway, we all have to realize it sometime, and being married is certainly worth any sacrifices. If he's seriously thinking of it, I'd say start saving. You'll need it. I never knew that a man could be as nice, thoughtful, sweet, kind, and considerate as John is. He's never said or done anything that isn't nice or kind. It hardly seems true, and I hope if we have sons that they are as nice as he is. I love you. I hope the parcel gets approval and have a very happy Christmas. Love, John and Ruth. 1560 Luxor Road, East Cleveland, Ohio, December 1950. Dearest Mother, Daddy, and Bud, Merry Christmas to you all, and I certainly wish I were home. I love you all and just so happy to get your parcel and Bud's letters. I do have the best family in the world. I love you very much. I hope the parcels aren't too late. I deliberated a long time over Bud's. Thought he might rather have corduroy, but John said either would be okay, and maybe more of a novelty and very easy to launder. They cost a little more, hat and Bud's, than I put down, so don't think they were cheap. What I mean is you can feel their good quality when you wear them. Bye now. Merry, Merry Christmas. Lovingly, Ruth. My back is easing. 2457 Kenilworth Road, Cleveland Heights, Ohio. Editor's note: this letter is undated. It appears to be a previous letter. Dearest Mother and Daddy, the tree lights are on, your parcels are under the tree, with only 2 corners poked out, and I'm thinking of you. I hope you have a nice Christmas and New Year's and 27th anniversary. I love you. Darling, don't send any more money. I feel guilty as it is. I'll get by, and please don't worry. I'm feeling fine and sorry I wrote such unhappy letters, although I do appreciate your advice and help. I thought this such a cute card, and I laughed right out loud in the store. John said, "That's your stuff, Red." Remember those cranberry men you sent? We were shopping and John pulled out a package of cranberries and said they printed them at the plant. Coincidence? From the DeBeckman Company to Regina. We're going to the Playhouse and then to Dale and Dan's and leave tomorrow. This streetcar and bus strike has certainly tied up Cleveland. The traffic is terrific. Happy anniversary. Love, Ruthie. 1560 Luxor Road, East Cleveland, Ohio, December 27th, 1950. Dearest Mother, Dad, and Bud, I'll bet you still don't have our Christmas parcel yet and probably feel neglected by your daughter. I guess we're a great pair, Mother, and if it weren't for others, wouldn't have any gifts at Christmas. We don't yet have your parcel either, but the deliveries of parcels have been slow, and I realized that we didn't allow enough time. The flowers wouldn't come until Thursday, so maybe they'll be nice enough for your anniversary. Yellow roses, we hope. Maybe phoning you would have been a nicer present, but then I never know what to say. We had a very nice but strenuous Christmas holiday. Drive, eat, drive, eat. We have a lovely, fluffy Christmas tree and all our new furniture, so certainly wish you could drop in for a few minutes. I certainly wish you'd plan to come for our graduations next June, as it looks doubtful if we'll get home to Regina. John and Wayne are planning on 1-week holidays while they study their comprehensive exams from law school, and the other week while they write the bar exams in Columbus. Shot, the summer holidays. Miss Bender asked me to take a summer job at a day camp next summer with the deaf kiddies. I said no. I sometimes wonder if I'll be able to finish the year. It's such a shame, and I used to love it so. I remember being rather disdainful of anyone too wrapped up in their husbands and home, but I can see where it wouldn't be too hard. John is such a nice man. I certainly wish you could know him better. Saturday, we drove like mad to Sandusky, had a lovely dinner, and then all decorated the tree, mostly Carol and I. It was fun, though. Sunday, after a big brunch, we drove to Marion, Ohio. We heard the national champions, Cleveland Browns, win the football game, the NFL championship game. Saw the last few minutes on the television set that the families had given Grandma and Grandpa Zook. How nice of them. We sent both of our grandparents subscriptions to the National Geographic, and both Daddy and John a subscription to Time magazine. We had a lovely chicken dinner with Harold and Marge, and then all the family gathered at the grandparents' home. There were about 35 to 40, and John came to the front door dressed as Santa Claus. Terry, age 4, and Debbie, age 2, were so impressed and sang "Jesus Loves Me." It was so sweet. Then we all sang Christmas carols, and Santa gave us gifts and said goodbye. I got a lovely nylon slip from John's mom and a meat thermometer from Pop Ray, and flowers and stockings from Carol. Pearls with sterling clasp from Grandma and Grandpa Zook, Whitman's sampler and earrings from John, and a white velvet hat with scarf attached from Dick. Connie sent us a lovely gold-colored china sugar and cream set. John got a wonderful tool chest from his mom and dad. Saw, hammer, auger, nails, wrenches, plane, just everything imaginable, so my husband won't be able to say, "I would, but I haven't the tools." He got a nice wine sports shirt, ties, and socks. We gave Debbie a mother doll and baby, rag dolls, and so cute. She cuddled them all evening and looked at nothing else. We went to his Aunt Helen's and Uncle John Lacey's for a short while, and then John and Barbara, his cousin, and I went to the Episcopal midnight candlelight service that we went to last year. The minister invited those not members of the church but that believed in Jesus Christ to take communion too, and John took communion with me for the first time. It made it a truly blessed Christmas. I thought of you, Mother, and wished you could be with us, or us with you. John's mother told me how much she liked you and thought you seemed so sweet and refined. She said you reminded her a bit of Edna St. Vincent Millay. She also thought you'd be thinking of me at Christmas. Several remarked how nice it was that you sent the wedding cake to them. The night before Christmas, we stayed at Dale and Lenore Hughes' beautiful new home. What a modern, lovely place. One wall is all mirror. Each bedroom has a bathroom. Pink tile, pink bathtub, sink, even pink toilet paper. Another is all blue. Glass windows instead of shower curtains and practically silent flushing. Quite a few of the haves have television and dishwashing machines. They have a kiln in the basement too, and a greenhouse and orchids growing. The carpeting cost $1,000. They're very nice too. We drove the grandparents back to Sandusky with us. Grandpa had had a bad fall on his way to the store and cut his head, but had completed his errand before returning home. He said Grandma had him so well trained that he knew when she told him to do something, he'd better finish it. We had a wonderful turkey dinner at John's mother's and later drove out to his Aunt Helen's and Uncle Fred Zook's home on the lake. He's the lawyer. After another supper, we finally drove back to Cleveland. Such a busy holiday, but so nice. Have a lovely bunch of Christmas cards, and our gifts are under the tree. It's very Christmassy. We plan to have a New Year's party at the co-op with about 10 of our closest friends, which will be nice. My sleepy-looking husband has just finished his studies for tonight, so good night, my sweet family, and may God bless you. Love, John and Ruth. P.S. John says he'll get the money order away to you Saturday morning. I'd like to see at least one of each picture first, and then maybe you could mail Connie's, Mary's, Marion's, and Grandma's from there instead of making double trips, okay? Happy anniversary, you two, and I only hope and pray that John and I will have as many years together. Love from us both, John and Ruth. 1560 Luxor Road, East Cleveland, Ohio, January 2nd, 1951. Dear Mother, Daddy, and Bud, I hope that by now you've received the parcel in good shape. I meant to mention that I purposely undervaluated the things in case they tried to charge duty on them. Your parcel arrived Saturday, and we were so glad to see it as we were beginning to worry since it took 3 weeks. The glasses are a little too fragile to send, and we were surprised that you'd attempted it. 4 of the glasses were broken and the stem off 1 ashtray. I wouldn't mention it except that it's something to know in the future. I think the ashtrays are pretty. I plan to buy us a set of initialed glasses with the birthday money anyway. Connie sent a china gold-colored sugar and cream set that arrived okay. It was because some of the glasses had been placed inside each other and only in 1 or 2 thicknesses of tissue paper that they broke, although they were padded top and bottom. If they packed them for you at Mackenzie's, I'd tell them about it. Ruth Seifert sent us ashtrays and a cigarette box of china with roses on for a wedding gift. I didn't tell her, but the roses were broken off and shattered, so you see it's a delicate matter. Alex and Vera got a blonde oak television set, 17-inch screen, so we've been over a couple of evenings viewing it. He makes about $500 a month but got an additional job working Monday, Wednesday, and Friday nights from 6 to 10 p.m. and Saturdays, so makes an extra $200 a month. Tiring, but nice to have the extra money. Our stock went up a couple of points, so we're holding our breath and pretty happy about it. Hope it stays that way. Up. We've had a very busy weekend. John's exam is tomorrow night, so Ann and Wayne Duff came in Sunday, and John and Wayne studied together in the afternoon, and I got dinner. My first pot roast in the pressure cooker, and very good. Tomato juice, corn, whipped potatoes, tossed salad, celery filled with cheese, olives, and made a mince pie and coffee. After dinner, Alex and Vera and Chintu came over, and then we all went to the co-op for a short party. Monday the fellows studied together some more, and I stuffed and cooked my first chicken with tips from Ann. We had Alex and Vera over to help us eat it too. Tomato juice, peas and carrots, green beans, whipped potatoes, pineapple and cottage cheese salad, olives, page dressing, and fig pudding with hard sauce and coffee and a glass of very good white wine. The fellows did the dishes. Good. Tonight I made my first Swiss steak in the pressure cooker. Very good, too. So I've been going to town on the cooking, and everyone said they enjoyed it. John now weighs 204 pounds. Back to school this morning. Billy Bert's mother said, "My, you look rested." She phoned Miss Bender to see if school started today, and when she learned it did, said, "Oh, goody, goody." It's been a very good holiday, and I feel better than I have in a year. My back's been fine, too. John has me now with my hair back off my face and wants me to let my bangs grow out. I must do some reading. I have 2 final exams in 2 weeks. Then just 1 more course to go. Poor John starts 5 nights a week in February. He certainly is congenial about it all, though. Never complains, always happy and so helpful. I hope to hear from you. Let me know if Bud doesn't like the nylon shirts. Love, Ruth and John. Now we have 2 comments from the original publication, and the first is from Tessa Dolina, the former secretary of Restless Educational Center in San Juan, Metro Manila, Philippines. Dear Sir, Happy New Year to you and your family. First of all, I would like to thank you for publishing my letters. It gives me a lot of joy seeing and reading it all over again. Also, please extend my sincere thanks to your mom, Ruthie, for taking time out to write and send me her beautiful Christmas cards. I really appreciate it very much. Please send them, Ruth and John, my warmest regards and wish them well for me. As always, I enjoyed reading this much-awaited issue, number 31. This issue can be described briefly as a dream come true for Ruthie. As she embarks on a new chapter in her life, married life, she is faced with additional tasks and responsibilities, which made her even more busy. In spite of the fact that she has her hands full on varied activities and saying the only thing I seem to be lacking in is time, she's still able to manage her time well and is able to pull it through. At this point in her life, Ruthie is quite ecstatic about her new status in life and how lucky she is to marry John. Below are some lines taken from her letters. I must say I picked a wonderful husband. John is simply wonderful. He does so much here to help me that I would feel very guilty if I weren't so busy. He washes the dishes, mows the lawn, vacuums the rug, takes in the newspaper and milk. I could just go on and on, laundry to the laundromat. Only 2 things I'd like to say to Bud about getting married. I think it's the most wonderful thing that ever happened to me, but I realize that John is an unusually thoughtful fellow, and if Bud tries, I'm sure he can make a good husband too. Happy anniversary, you two, and I only hope and pray that John and I will have as many years together. This is another dream come true, as they are still together, very happy for more than 40 years. The wedding and honeymoon pictures were quite a sight. Your mom and dad looked fabulous and exuded so much happiness and truly in love, which is quite a wonderful feeling. I'm glad that Ruthie decided to settle down. This was her choice and was happy about it. People have different perceptions in life. I'd like to share it with you. In my case, at present, I could say that I am enjoying my life staying single, my own choice, working which keeps me busy and productive and having fun. For me, the pursuit of happiness is not far-fetched. Living life to the fullest and making every day the best of your life, as well as counting your blessings, constitute my idea of being happy. Congratulations again for this marvelous issue. Please extend my regards to your wife Alice and son Tim. Sincerely yours, Tessa J. Dolina, Quezon City, Philippines. And the next comment is from John S. Ray, the husband of Ruth Smallshaw Ray. Dear Editor, SFMC number 31 received, read, and enjoyed. Thanks. What a wonderful letter from Tessa J. Dolina. During the long car ride home after our honeymoon, I remembered how delighted we were able to take the Great Lakes cruise part of the way. The early months of our marriage when we lived on Luxor Road in East Cleveland were certainly chock full. How fortunate we were to start our marriage in such a nice place and have so many good friends. Your mother's letter reminds me of the considerable trouble she had in trying to teach Billy Burt, her student. It's amazing that we were able to keep so many balls in the air at the same time. At one time, love, Dad. John S. Ray, Cleveland, Ohio. To be continued. Well, that concludes today's presentation. Good luck to you with your efforts in family history. If this interests you, finding, preserving, and sharing old letters, diaries, and photographs, and interviewing elderly relatives while they're alive, you might consider checking out our website, Adventures in History with Peter J. Ray, at peterjray.com. So far, we have made 565 history videos in 7 areas: world history, American history, book reviews, poetic tours, Cleveland baseball, family history, and autobiography. You also might consider checking out our podcast, Adventures in History, which you can listen to on Spotify, Breaker, Google Podcasts, and Radio Public. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. God bless you. Take care. And I'll see you next time.